flannel sheets for as low as $59.98. They won't last long, so get them while you can. Our famous My Slippers, they haven't been on sale for over a year. Regularly $119.98, now only $59.98. Our 6-piece towel sets are back in stock with extremely limited quantities, only $29.98. With hundreds of MyPillow products, there's something for everyone on your Christmas list. Bathrobes, duvets, quilts, down comforters, and so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save on all MyPillow products. For example, flannel sheets for as low as $59.98, or our 6-piece towel sets, just $29.98. But that's not all. I'm extending our 60-day money-back guarantee until March 1st of 2025. Plus, all orders over $75 or more ship absolutely free. I'm excited to announce our Christmas extravaganza is finally here. Get this season's flannel sheets for as low as $59.98. They won't last long, so get them while you can. Our famous My Slippers, they haven't been on sale for over a year. Regularly $119.98, now only $59.98. Our 6-piece towel sets are back in stock with extremely limited quantities, only $29.98. With hundreds of MyPillow products, there's something for everyone on your Christmas list. Bathrobes, duvets, quilts, down comforters, and so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save on all MyPillow products. For example, flannel sheets for as low as $59.98, or our 6-piece towel sets, just $29.98. But that's not all. I'm extending our 60-day money-back guarantee until March 1st of 2025. Plus, all orders over $75 or more ship absolutely free. I'm excited to announce our Christmas extravaganza is finally here. Get this season's flannel sheets for as low as $59.98. They won't last long, so get them while you can. Our famous My Slippers, they haven't been on sale for over a year. Regularly $119.98, now only $59.98. Our 6-piece towel sets are back in stock with extremely limited quantities, only $29.98. With hundreds of MyPillow products, there's something for everyone on your Christmas list. Bathrobes, duvets, quilts, down comforters, and so much more. So go to MyPillow.com.
Harry on the highway, getting started early on a Friday night. You all right in there, Harry? You got the deal? It's the one that says Play. Play. Hit that one. When Aaron says Harry, music, hit the one that says play, and we'll be all set there. So live from Studio 6B on a Friday pizza night, November 15th. Real America's Voice. Glad you're in. Well, Harry on the highway is...
he's here.
He's here, as you can tell. He's going to be doing, or maybe not doing, the music. We'll see. Aaron, of course, holding it down the big board. Slick is here. He's going to do some sports. Slickster, how are you?
All right, Big D, how's it going?
Slick, you are looking slick tonight. Look at that outfit. Are you going, it's like Michael Jackson night?
It's the second time I ever wore this jacket, yeah.
Yeah, that is.
Story.
What is that? What's the story behind that thing?
Well, this jacket's from England. It's a designer called Fix. They're a phenomenal designer.
It looks like something MJ would have worn.
MJ would have worn this. I actually bought this for Minneapolis when we were at First Avenue for the 40th anniversary of Purple Rain. I wore this, and I actually had to give this jacket to a friend of mine, girl from California. She wanted to wear it the next night to a party in Minneapolis she was going. So I actually had a lady rip this jacket off me and take it to another show.
Okay.
I like that. Nope.
It's funny that it looks like an MJ jacket. It does not look like something Prince would have worn.
It would look like something that Prince would have worn during Purple Rain. There was a jacket very, very similar.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, very good. Well, big night in sport. Well, I don't know. Is this a big night in sports?
Big night in entertainment.
Yeah, exactly.
Entertainment, yes.
I think it's a big night in entertainment.
Yes.
Now, I happen to have Netflix already. Why, I don't even know. I think because of my kids, mostly.
Right.
So we're going to watch it. But, I mean, I can't see paying for this thing if you don't already have it. Could you?
No, well, it's basically
easily.
free anyway.
You could?
Yeah, easily.
Why?
Because it's cheap. Netflix is cheap.
But you wouldn't join Netflix just to watch a
why not?
60-year-old Mike Tyson fight a 27-year-old Jake Paul.
Let's get ready to nibble. He's gonna nibble his ear. If he bites his ear, I'm out of here.
Yeah, you would, huh, Delgado?
Yeah. Why
So you're
not?
into
It's
this
Tyson.
fight?
Oh, Delgado
You know
loves
what?
this stuff.
I'm more just confused by it.
Yeah, we can tell.
But it's
What was the question?
it's strange. Yeah, it's strangely enticing. That's what it is.
Enticing.
Yes, enticing.
Strangely enticing.
Because it's like it's you got this kid who is not a real fighter.
No.
But I wouldn't get into the ring with him because he trains way more than me and would kick my ass. But he's going against probably the meanest SOB that's ever fought.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 30 years past his prime.
Yeah.
But would you want to get hit by this guy today?
Mm-mm.
No.
Well, no, I don't think as a boxer you ever want to get hit by anybody you're in the ring with. That's the whole idea, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I know we were talking about this before the show, and it's like, well, who's going to win? I know, Damon, you think Paul is going to win.
I mean, I think Jake Paul at minus 200 it's almost so much of a steal that I wonder if the odds makers know something we don't. Like, how could he not be a bigger favorite than that?
I think he's going to.
You know what?
Minus 2
I'd love to see
2
Tyson
to 1
win.
only?
I'd love to see Tyson do it, but it's not going to happen.
But
I'm telling you.
Again, and to that point, it's not going to happen. Here's a guy who I don't think he would want his legacy to be, I got beat by some guy from the internet. I'm sorry. But if I'm Tyson, I'm going for the kill in the first round.
Yeah,
I want this over and done.
I don't think Jake Paul's looked like that in boxing anymore. Some guy from the internet. Not after all the fights. Tommy Fury?
I'm saying, but yeah, he lost that fight, though.
Huh?
He lost to Tommy Fury.
Yes, he did. He lost. He's 10-1.
Lost Tommy Fury.
He's 10-1. Fury was his one loss. And
Right.
Tommy Fury
But I mean-
the brother of Tyson Fury.
Right.
Heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah, I don't think he's looked at as some guy on the internet anymore, though.
I understand that, but to Tyson, he probably is some guy from the internet. And I'm sorry that competitive that champion that lunatic that Tyson is. It's like, I am not going to let this guy beat me. There's no, because then how do you walk around? It's not like he's young enough where they'll be like, hey, we'll set it up for 3 fights. You win one, I win one, and then we come back for the big money fight to see who really is the better fighter. I think this is a one and done. I don't see them doing a second fight.
I mean, how can Tyson not be done after? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I don't see this going beyond one fight. That's why I'm thinking Tyson probably just wants to take care of business and get out and say, look, I am still probably the greatest that ever fought, along with Ali.
My money's on
that's just me.
This guy right here.
There's the greatest fighter that ever lived right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Fight.
Dana White says so as well.
Yes.
By the way, I was wondering why they're doing this on Friday night. Big UFC tomorrow night at MSG.
Oh.
And guess who might be? Well, I don't know if he's still going to be there.
He said he was going
Trump
to
said
go
he was
if
going to be there.
He said if he won, he was going to go. He was going to meet.
Could you imagine, with everything going on, the president-elect at MSG tomorrow night?
That is a ticket, man.
The roof might come off that place.
I bet you it will.
Oh, my God, if he was to end up going there.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up here tonight.
Dallas?
Isn't he friends with Tyson?
Listen, he's overdue. He should show up here. Yeah, no, he is friends with Tyson.
I don't think he's going to go to Jerry's house tonight. I mean, obviously he has the ability to go anywhere he wants, but I haven't heard that he's going to do that.
By the way,
he did mention he might go to UFC tomorrow night.
Yep. I own 1 foot of that property there. I have a big paver out front with my name on it, and my nephew and my nieces.
Really?
Yep.
So when
you walk in the stadium, you will see a Slick Rick paver there in front of the stadium. There's only about 300 of them.
So when you go, do you stand on it and be like, this is mine, get away from it?
I haven't been there in a few years, but yeah, I do.
Stands over and says, what the hell did I do?
Hey, you
sucks.
It was a good piece
get
of real
off
estate.
of that. That's me.
Yeah. All right. So, it's a Friday. I did, after the morning stream, I said, well, I wouldn't be surprised if by the time I get to the show tonight, we get some big announcements, but we did not get any.
Oh.
Well, I don't want to say any because I don't want to lessen the announcement of Caroline Leavitt as press secretary tonight. Just happened a little while ago. So that's a good one.
And
congratulations to her. She's no nonsense. I was pulling for Scott Jennings, but I think Caroline Leavitt will be fantastic. She is I've seen her scorch a couple of these losers in the media too in these interviews. She comes, man. She brings receipts.
She doesn't play.
When she shows up to play ball.
She's like Kaylee McEnany 2.0.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think she's very similar. A lot of similarities in a lot of ways. Neither one of them are going to take any crap from Jake Tapper. And in the briefing room, none of them are going to. They're not going to, they're not going to get balled over by anybody in there.
Yeah.
So I think she'll be good. We still have not heard anything on an FBI director.
No.
We saw some more staff appointed today. Communications directors and assistants and this kind of stuff. We saw some of that, but we still have no FBI, which I'm starting to wonder how long they're going to hold this one close to the vest. I don't know. I played this morning Mark Halperin saying if you think Bobby Kennedy has sent shockwaves and made people head explode, wait till you see some of the names that are being tossed around still. He says it's like Game of Thrones down there. That's what he said.
Well,
and we were debating this morning who that could be, or what did we talk about this last night on this show? I can't keep straight where I talk about what. But who could he be talking about?
I don't know. I mean, we do have one person that I think we've all mentioned that's been had his name floated out there, Kash Patel.
Well, yeah, but would Kash Patel at this point? He served at DOD. I don't think that would. I mean, I guess it would certainly send people's heads spinning, but it wouldn't be like a. To me, it wouldn't be like the Pete Hegseth moment where you went, huh?
Where you were completely blindsided.
Yeah,
right?
and then it took a second to kind of settle into it. Kash would not surprise me.
But did you hear what he said he would do to the FBI?
Yeah, that first day.
We have cut 4. Do you want to hear it again? Because this is all. I didn't see this until today.
Yeah, it would just become a museum to the deep state.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could play if we have it. Cut 4, roll that, Aaron.
The FBI's footprint has gotten so freaking big, and the biggest problem the FBI has come out of its intel shops. I'd break that component out of it. I'd shut down the FBI Hoover building on day 1 and reopening the next day as a museum of the deep state. And I'd take the 7,000 employees that work in that building and send them across America to chase down criminals. Go be cops. You're cops. Go be cops. Go chase down murderers and drug dealers and violent offenders. What do you need 7,000 people there for? Same thing with DOJ. What are all these people doing here? Looking for their next government promotion, looking for their next fancy government title, looking for their parachute out of government. So while you're bringing in the right people, you also have to shrink government.
Yeah.
And you wonder why Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski go, I don't know about these guys. I don't know. That's kind of too tough talk for me.
Yeah.
Well, he may have a chance to live up to that statement. If he gets appointed, you think that becomes the Hoover building becomes a museum to the deep state on day 1?
If he says he's going to do it, I wouldn't put it past him.
I wouldn't be betting. I wouldn't be betting on the other side of that.
No way.
Of that either.
Maybe they have a nice gift shop at the bottom near the front door, so you can pick up something on your way out of the museum.
I just wonder who Mark Halperin's been hearing about that would be more of an earth-shattering one than, let's say, a Kash at FBI or the ones we've had so far. Who could be?
Oh, I think I got it.
Well, talk into the mic and tell us.
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
All right. Somebody whose name has not been floated a lot that we haven't heard a lot of, but I think is still probably being mentioned for something huge. General Michael Flynn. Oh. What about him? That would, if anything would melt people's heads off of their bodies on the left, especially Obama, that would be the guy.
Well, Bannon asked Flynn today, I believe it was, if he would go with over with Gates. If he would work as his, I guess, second
secretary.
I believe his second in command over there. But I guess that would be again. I don't know that that's a. Well, that was could be.
Oh my goodness, the amount of bedwetting and needing to change your diapers on the left would be insane because they hate Michael Flynn. Michael Flynn knows where the bodies are buried. He was there during the Obama administration. He knew what they were up to, and when he tried to expose it, they took him out. That would be insane.
Someone says, how about Governor DeSantis at the FBI? I never thought about that. I thought about him for a second at maybe Attorney General.
Yeah, I thought about him too.
But obviously that didn't happen.
Because his term is up in just a couple of years.
Someone's saying that no, he didn't ask him about going over to he asked him about would he join Tulsi. So maybe I had it wrong.
Oh, at DNI.
Yeah, at DNI. Obviously, Bongino's name is still floating out there a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he flips it up? I said this yesterday. Do you think he does a little twist and puts Bongino at the FBI instead of the Secret Service?
He might. Bongino's talked about the FBI a lot. He knows he's also had some ideas of what he would do to that agency. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Not one bit.
Bongino and Cash together? Holy Moses.
Talk about meltdown.
Does that qualify as Game of Thrones over there? Could be. Yeah, that would be. Look out. Incoming.
Come out.
I don't know. We'll see. All right, live from Studio 6B, just getting started. We'll get to your comments in the chat on a Friday night. What's it hold? 60, 70?
Are you kidding me?
90?
92.
92,000? So it's going to be half empty.
And that's with the field, being played football. So they should have more seats on the ground. I mean,
it's going to really be empty. That's true. You're going to have at least, 10, 15,000 on the ground? 10,000 on the ground where the field would be? I'll bet it's close to that, 8 to 10.
Yeah, 8. Probably.
Well, let's. I mean, as much as I like the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, let's not hope that this is the highlight of the night.
This could very well be the highlight of the night.
Yeah,
this could be the highlight of the Dallas Cowboys weekend.
Everything's big in Texas, man.
Yes. What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Trump at the UFC.
Oh, he's going to be at MAGA
is he?
Oh, it's going to be MAGA Square Garden again. Thank you, Harry. Harry got the intel on that. He's going to go to the fight. He said he was going to go.
He said he was, yeah.
He told Dana. He said, I'm going to go.
Oh, man, I may have to look at tickets.
That's going to be something.
Huh? Talking in code again, Harry. I don't know.
He's talking in code.
Tell your friend to get Big D a couple of tickets. He wants to go.
Does your friend, can he get me two
Hook
tickets?
Up Big D and his son. Get him 2 tickets. That'll be something else.
Let me go look at the tickets.
Call me Big D. I'll get into the garden for that. Come on. You know what? You want
to go, Slick?
He'll say, "Hey, what was that Big D over there, Slick Rick?" The president. They got everybody here tonight. We'll get the president on one of these days. No doubt.
I don't know who that is.
Some cold water. Is that? We need some cold water. I know. No, I know it's not. You're not Gunga Din. You should keep the talent happy. If we were talent, you'd be doing that. We have no talent. Although,
come on.
You see Kevin? The guy had an LFS 6B Army shirt on. He was out and he was at the casino. Did you see the text?
Harry, you got to play a song here.
Yeah, in like 30
40 seconds. You got all day.
You got 8 seconds. 7, 6.
Oh, my God. He's gonna trip over something.
Harry. Oh, God.
Hot mess.
Chat. What's going on, chat?
How much did they pay Harry? Yeah.
Boy, my show.
$1,000 tip.
Yeah. 17 past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night. Real America's Voice. Glad you're in. Well, if you joined me this morning on the show, I want to thank everybody who tuned on in on YouTube, on X, on Rumble, on Getter in the morning. as I'm trying to do each and every morning around 10 a.m.
I heard you had
putting a nice little audience together there in the morning. It's a lot of fun. Brought people on from the audience today.
Oh,
again,
nice.
Yeah.
Child of the King came on.
I heard about that.
I couldn't make it.
She was fantastic. So fantastic that the people in the audience were saying she should come on the night show.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the problem is we're so time constrained here, obviously, because of the segments. Like this morning, we talked for like 40 minutes probably. And man, she had great insight into, we talked about all these nominations, who we thought was going to get through, who would not get through, why. And I had some great people on this morning. That was a lot of fun. So we'll...
Well, I mean, you said, we do have the best audience out there.
Yeah, right. Kevin's out. Where's Kevin tonight?
Kevin Downey Jr. is at Parks Casino tonight in Pennsylvania.
He ran into a few fans.
And he's got 4, 5, or 6 LFS 6B fans that came up to him there before his show. I don't know what time Kev takes the stage, but I'm assuming it's tonight.
One guy had an LFS 6B Army shirt on.
Yep.
I saw that, wearing merch down there, too. Love that when we see that as well, so we love that.
And that's an old school shirt. That was one of the first ones.
That is an old school shirt, yeah. I have some of those in my office, actually. But no, it was fun. It was great. I mean, the audience is so good. Child of the King was fantastic. She is captivating to listen to, too, her voice. Man, oh man, it was unbelievable. Wow. She was so good. She said, what was the saying? Someone said it. Somebody else has said it in the past. I had never heard it. Republicans hold. Oh God, I'm going to screw it up. Republicans hold office. Democrats hold on to power. Something like that. Forget what we were talking about, but it was a great quote. I was like, man, that's a new T-shirt right there. So that was fun. A lot of fun. We'll get into the chat tonight. I got the chat in front of me. I see people coming on in. YouTube, X, Facebook, Rumble, wherever you are. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Subscribe to all the channels on social media so you get alerted when we go live, especially those of you looking for the morning show on YouTube. If you hit the notification bell, you should get notified when I go live so you don't miss the show.
Now, is it only on YouTube or is it on everything?
No, it's on everything, but not every platform will notify you when we go live.
Gotcha.
I think Twitter does, and I think YouTube will. So, all right, Slick, let's do some sports. Sports is brought to you by our friend Mike Lindell. LFS6B is the promo code to use. Plus, it'll give you a great savings. Plus, it'll get you a free T-shirt from us. Slick, what's going on?
All right, well, we got a big night at AT&T Torment for me, AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Big game tonight. You just saw the Cowboy cheerleaders coming out, and I say big game, I mean Mike Tyson is hunting big game for Jake Paul. Big day. What were the odds on that? What was Jake Paul?
Minus 200.
Minus
2 to 1. So you bet 200 to win 100. So you bet 100,000 to make 50,000. I mean, it could be the easiest money ever tonight.
I bet you a lot of money came in on Iron Mike, though. I bet you a lot of money came in on Iron Mike. The smart money probably came in on Paul. I like Paul tonight. I figure this fight's going to go probably 4 rounds, and I think it's going to be Tyson's going to throw some haymakers early. He's going to get tired. Jake Paul's going to keep his distance. Then he'll start coming in, plugging away. We'll see the fight. I don't know if we'll be able to call the fight on the show. I think by the time we get to that card, the show just might be
No, we'll be done
over.
before they see the ring.
They milk this thing right to the end, right? They'll have 18 different fights going on. But this is the
Unless
action
the 3
time.
undercards all get knocked out in about 2 minutes, then maybe.
Well, it'd be interesting to see a 58-year-old man, Mike Tyson, once known as the baddest man on the planet, right? The biggest fighter, won the heavyweight title. He was the youngest to win it back in, I believe, it was 86. He was 18 years old when he took the title. Obviously, the great Customato was his trainer up in the Catskills. The history is incredible in Mike Tyson, what he did over the years, the great fights, the Leon Spinks fight that he did knock out in 91 seconds in Atlantic City. Who could ever forget that fight as well? So we will see what's going to happen. It was Michael Spinks he knocked out actually in 91 seconds. And so we'll keep an eye on that. We'll give you an update, but let's get to some other sports scores right now. And we're going to get right to the ESPN scoreboard. NCAA men's basketball right now. Rutgers, number 24, over Monmouth, 83-68, to go there in the second half. We got Purdue and Alabama, number 2 Alabama versus the Boilermakers, who are sitting at 13 right now in a good one, tied at 51-15 to go in the second half. Cincinnati, the Bearcats up 60-27 over Nichols, 13-40 to go there in the second. The Tar Heels, North Carolina, ranked number 10. A little high up there. I figured they'd be a little bit lower, but I guess they're going to have to get their act together. They're leading American. Well, actually, they're just trailing 13-11, 15 to go there in the first. Maryland right now playing Marquette. Marquette is up 10-6. That's early on in the 15 to go in the first half there. And Florida earlier tonight did down Florida State. The Gators over the Seminoles, 87-74. Arizona, Wisconsin, Ohio State, Texas A&M. Those games are coming up at 9 p.m. tip-offs in a little bit there. NHL action. Let's go to the ice. Blue Jackets right now, 2-1 over the Penguins in Columbus. 9:42 to go there in the second. Avalanche taking on the Capitals at 9 o'clock puck drop. All these are 9 o'clock puck drops. Predators visiting the Flames up in Calgary. Golden Knights taking on the Utah Hockey Club, who's making some noise. Oh, they're right over 500. They're not doing bad. Red Wings at the Ducks in Anaheim. That will be a 10 p.m. puck drop. NBA action right now. The Heat over the Pacers, 61-55 at the half. The Sixers looking for their third win of the year over the Magic, 45-43 at the half. Pistons over the Raptors, 55-52. Wizards over the Hawks, 41-47 to go there in the third. Get to we got one or two stories. We talked about Tyson, but let's talk about as well a couple other things going on tonight. As soon as I get this up here, and let's see. Boom. Oh, I love this story. NFL linebacker, I don't love this story, but it's the story. Former NFL linebacker Leander Antoine Williams charged with allegedly assaulting officers on January 6th riots. This is Williams, played one season with the Lions and spent 2 years on the practice squad of the Vikings, Seahawks, and Panthers. Sean Leahy of Yahoo Sports. Former NFL linebacker Leander Antoine Williams was arrested Thursday and charged with allegedly assaulting law enforcement officers during the January 6th 21 attack on the Capitol. They're still arresting people now for this?
Oh, yeah.
Really? I can't believe it.
They've only got 2 months left to do it, so they got to get going,
Yeah.
Wow, this is crazy. Williams, 31, is facing charges including felony offense of assaulting, resisting, or impeding certain officers, obstruction of law enforcement during a civil disorder, and misdemeanor offenses of entering and remaining in a restricted building or grounds, disorderly and disruptive conduct in a restricted building. The usual nonsense. But anyway, very interesting. I am not familiar with this player, but he did play with the Vikings and for a couple of seasons there. So and the Seahawks and Panthers as well. So NFL player having been arrested just yesterday. So really crazy stuff, Big D. And that's a wrap in sports right there.
Well, that's the crazy bar, like you said.
Crazy.
4 years later, and they're still not done. Looking for grandmothers and people who didn't even go inside. And
right,
Matthew Graves and them are still at it. And I think they're looking at the calendar going, okay, well, let's see. Who else can we torment in the months we have left? And then you have these people on our side who sit there and argue. Well, the president needs to be careful about who he's going to pardon and what he's going to do. And I mean, just unbelievable.
Yeah, especially when if you remember just about a month ago, the IG who did that investigation and basically alluded to the fact that well over 100 FBI assets were deployed that day into the crowd. That now that the election's over, he said after the election they're going to release a report. Well, how about you release that report? Because there were some very particular questions that were asked that he answered a certain way that basically acknowledged that, yes, the FBI did have people there. They were on the payroll. We were paying them. We were putting them up in hotels. And it's all going to come out, and I can't wait.
Yep. Pardon them all.
We got to be careful what we release. We should be careful who he pardons. Matt Gaetz is a little too rough around the edges. It's like the last 4 years didn't happen to some of these people already. They've just gone soft already. Haven't even gotten there yet. People from our side, well, we got to be careful, Kumbaya, everybody.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Unbelievable. All right, 26 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. News coming up.
Story, to be honest with you.
He said, I love this story.
I said, well, not exactly, not really. I just said
I just want to see what stories you hate. Jeez.
The Delgado almost lost it. He almost fell off his chair.
Ex-football player almost
I love this
kills
story.
4 people. And like, what? Maybe it's the jacket. Feels spicy tonight.
Chat. What's going on, chat? YouTube, X, Rumble, Getter, whatever you're watching on, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, thumbs up, kick as well. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We appreciate it. What's going on?
So much.
So much going on.
So much going on.
When is the Tyson fight starting? Probably not till like 10, 11 o'clock, I would
Yeah, it's
figure.
gonna be
They got
late.
3 undercard fights.
They'll milk this thing.
We'll serve as your undercard.
And they're an hour behind Eastern time, right? So right now it's
Big D, happy Pizza Friday. Farmer Brooke, thank you, my friend. Same to you. Hello, Carol on Facebook. Hello. Fetterman did say Nancy needs to go. I said that. I think we talked about that last night. Susan Shin on Facebook. Good evening. Glad you made it.
The coconut is in the Rumble chat. So is ODAT 2011, Dave 3504, Tea Leaf is in there, Andy Panter is in there. Andy Panter. Bubba NM,
Bubba.
who says the 2026 primaries will be delish.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Could be.
Deltix says, tell Damon that Facebook does notify when he does the LFS 6B broadcast. In the
Okay, good.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
All right, good.
They say, guess
Steve
what?
Bannon for FBI director, someone said. Now that would...
Oh, my goodness. After
be
just
something.
serving, 120
oh,
days
dear
in jail?
Lord. That
Woo!
would...
Good boy. Ooh, that'd be something.
RD Bull is on there.
RD Bull. I haven't seen RD Bull in there in a while.
Tooth Fairy 92 says Rumble does notifications as well, Damon.
Okay, good.
What's the Rumble chat up
I
to
didn't know
now?
that.
Rumble chat is always good.
I don't get any of
Always
these
over 1,000
notifications,
these
by the way. I don't even get them of my own show.
Wow.
I don't get. Do you guys get notified?
I do.
I get
For YouTube,
notified
I do.
that.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I
It
do.
says, just letting you know that Damon's on. You might want to steer clear.
Okay, well, whatever it says, good.
No, it
As
says
long as it
come on.
catches your attention.
YouTube, I definitely see.
Yeah, YouTube.
All right, 30 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night, a Pizza Friday here on the show. Hope you're enjoying whatever you're having on a Friday night as well. Slick's doing sports. Rick Delgado's going to do the news. Aaron and Fran holding it down as always. Of course, Fran's not here, Damon. It's Aaron and Harry on the highway holding it down. So used to just letting it fly there.
Can we,
Aaron and Harry on the highway in there. Harry on the highway.
Can we rename Harry on the highway for tonight? Because the way the music is starting a little slow at some points. I think it's Pizza Oil Harry.
No,
He's got
Harry's
pizza oil on
no,
his fingers.
just the opening. The
Yeah?
other ones have been good.
Harry's been doing good.
Harry's doing good. Yeah,
Harry's doing a good
I think that's
job.
because Aaron's hitting the button.
I think she's probably hitting him in the back of the head, probably like more. Yeah, exactly. See, so Victor Davis Hansen tonight on X. Trump, his disruptors, and a chance to return to normalcy. He says many of Trump first-round picks share some common themes. One, many who were in the past victimized by government bullies and cowardly bureaucratic grandees or proved sharp critics of the administrative state are now, in karma style, in charge of the very agencies that hounded him. So, Elon Musk, perennial target of government regulatory functionaries, was once policed, but now he polices the bureaucratic police. Robert Kennedy Jr., proposed overseer of government health programs, was often blasted as a crank by the subsidized scientists and the administrators within HHS, whom he will now direct. Pete Hegseth fought the military DEI machinery while a soldier in the ranks and wrote a book about the corruption of the Pentagon. He will now, if confirmed, run the Pentagon. Tulsi Gabbard was improperly put on a national security travel watch list as a supposed security threat, and now will be a guardian of our security as the director of national intelligence. Tom Homan was derided by the Biden administration and its Homeland Security minions as a fanatic border hawk. Now he will run ICE and deal with what Biden has left behind and the disaster that is the border. Secondly, none of these appointments are traditional swamp creatures. Few rotate from the think tanks. This time around, there are no retired wise men, quote unquote, or retired 4-stars. Few of them are uniparty magnificos revolving back into high government from their D.C. University or New York corporate and investment way stations. None are DEI, cover up our identity, politics-based candidates. By design, their past government service resumes are thin. Few past undersecretaries of these or special assistants to those. And there are not a lot of suffixed alphabet letters or prefixed long-winded titles that adorn their names. In other words, they are vaxxed from the sort of allocated administrative state mindset that has alienated and terrified us, the citizens. 3, they all share a reputation from the mainstream media, bi-coastal elite, or administrative state guardians as a little quote-unquote out there or even quote-unquote crazy and quote-unquote nuts. Whether RFK, Tulsi Gabbard, or Pete Hegseth. So their opponents rightly fear they are immune from mainstream media disparagement, the usually left-wing generated hoaxes and beltway tisk-tisk kind of scorn. 4th, and finally, they are not radicals or nihilists. Rather, they are reformers who are trying to trim or eliminate bloated government machinery or return institutions and agencies to their normal functions and original missions. In contrast, the last few years of Biden governance chaos and near insurrection were abnormal and, quite frankly, dangerous. Destroying the border and breaking the law to allow 12 million to enter illegally were nihilists. Stealthily routing government cash to circumvent the law to a communist Chinese-run viral gang of function engineering lab is beyond the belief. Creating a system in the military that demanded ideological orthodoxy over meritocracy, or the chairman of the JCS secretly communicating with his People's Liberation Army counterpart to warn about his own commander-in-chief's stability, was true insurrection. Weaponizing the DOJ by performance, art SWAT home raids of opponents, and collusion lawfare waged by local, state, and federal indictments against a former president and presidential candidate, well, that was truly the un-American. Asymmetrical prosecutions and FBI fusion with social media to censor the news were sheer government anarchy. There are legitimate questions about the whether Matt Gaetz can be confirmed or not, and his prosecutorial experience, or some of his alleged past excesses. But his very accusers were mostly quiet about the weirdos, creeps, and revolutionaries in the Biden administration. Accused of stealing women's luggages at airports or lying that a subordinate racist border patrol whipped in slave master fashion innocent would-be immigrants, or trying to fix a felonious presidential son's sentencing to avoid the accustomed legal consequences of his criminal behavior. In sum, the currently loud censors have zero credibility, given the unprofessional, weaponized, and nihilist examples they have been for 4 years. And I think that's probably, kind of what we've been saying, just a lot smarter way to say it.
Well, yeah, but
you can't complain about who we hire to build it back after you've been responsible for burning it to the ground.
Right. And we're not going to hire the people that burned it to the ground to fix it. That's the definition of insanity.
Exactly right. So, all right, 36 past the hour. Let's do some news. And here with that is Rick Delgado. What's going on, Delgado?
All right. Well, we were talking about some of the picks and, of course, that story there also along those lines. Here's a story that may have flown under your radar. from just a couple days ago, coming from John Solomon's Just the News, January 6th shocker. I know we were just talking about January 6th. As it turns out, phone companies dispute FBI testimony on pipe bomb suspects. Remember the pipe bomber that the FBI can't seem to find? They used all the cameras. They got corrupted data from the telecom companies, so they couldn't track the phone. Well, it turns out this could be another example of the FBI lying under oath to the American people and to Congress, as cellular carriers have told Congress they possess intact phone data from the vicinity of where the two pipe bombs were planted during the January 6th incident, directly disputing FBI testimony that agents couldn't identify a suspect because the phone data was corrupted, a key House chairman tells Just the News. Revelations from Barry Loudermilk from Georgia, the chairman of the House Administration Oversight Committee, adds new intrigue to the debate that has gripped Washington for nearly 4 years. Washington actually wants you to forget about this story. They don't want you to know. If you follow Dan Bongino, he's done a great amount of work following up on this story. I think he's the only one that has. And, you know, when this came out the other day, it kind of shook people up because now they've always known, the FBI has always known who this person was, who they work for, and that's why all of a sudden they kind of shut it down once they tracked it. In the days and weeks following January 6th, the FBI opened an investigation, this is from Loudermilk, into the pipe bomber and attempted to identify the suspect by analyzing phone data linked to the area surrounding the RNC and DNC. In June 2023, former assistant director, he's a former assistant director, I think he can still be prosecuted though, Steve Duantono told who oversaw the pipe bomb investigation, said that the FBI received corrupted data from one of the cell carriers that most likely contained the identity of the pipe bomber. Again, the telecom companies are saying that's a lie. They gave the FBI great data. None of it was corrupted. Given the circumstances of the information, my subcommittee, again, this is Loudermilk, sent letters to the three major cell carriers asking them to respond to the claim of corrupted data. Every cell carrier responded and confirmed they did not provide FBI corrupted data. So this is another story that as we start to unwind all the nonsense from January 6th, you're going to see this one start to pop its head up. And this could be a major, major bombshell because of who actually planted these bombs for January 6th in front of the RNC and DNC. And remember, Kamala Harris was not in D.C. at that. Well, she was in D.C., but she wasn't at the Capitol during January 6th when everything broke out. She was over at the DNC where this pipe bomb was. They wanted to use that as a way to stop people from looking at the count of the delegates and questioning everything.
Mike Ben said, if you look up and see smoke and anything else going on around DC, that'll be all the evidence about the pipe bombers getting shredded and lit on fire, so that when the Trump administration gets in, they never get to the bottom of it.
Right. So that I think is a huge story, and I can't wait for more of that to come out. So we'll keep an eye on that.
Well, that's his point, though. Do you think it will ever be a huge story and ever will come out?
You know what? Things like that you can't get rid of. I think they're always going to find. It's like when Hillary thought she got rid of all her emails. Guess what? They always find it. Anything that goes online, anything that's emailed, anything that's saved, you think you delete it. Nothing is ever deleted forever. So I think that's what we have to look forward to. I think they might already have all the information they need, but they're just waiting. So we'll see. Also, when it comes to the campaign, of course, of Kamala Harris, a member of the Kamala Harris campaign is speaking out, Damon. Finally breaking the silence on the multi-million-dollar payments to celebrities. According to the campaign spokesperson, the campaign is required to pay for ancillary costs, but did not pay anyone directly. They did not pay celebrities directly.
Oh, no?
Adrian Elrod, the spokesperson for the campaign, said, "We never paid any artist or performer.
Nah.
We never paid a fee to that person."
Right.
Again, it's all couched in the language.
Harpo
right?
Media for Oprah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, we didn't pay Oprah.
Yeah, we didn't pay
Harpo
Oprah.
Media.
Two $500,000 payments to Harpo, though.
Right.
That's Groucho Marx.
Just
Right.
It's his brother. We paid his brother.
yeah. Don't worry about those.
They
Don't
always
harp on it, will
They
you?
always couch it in the language.
Yeah.
So you always got to make sure you're listening to what they're
Bruce
saying.
Springsteen,
Yeah.
born in the USA Foundation.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
2 million.
actually, it's actually you got to give him credit for the hoofspa there.
Right.
No, we didn't pay Oprah.
Right.
No, we didn't pay Lizzo. We just paid.
No, we
every
paid our
place she
Ozempic
eats.
account.
What are the 2 payments to Harpo? Well, we didn't pay Oprah.
Right.
Yeah, quit harping on it, will you?
Yeah.
Amazing. So
We didn't pay Springsteen. We paid Born in the USA production.
The Born in the USA Foundation. Yeah.
yeah, it's a foundation, Dan. It's a foundation.
You've been good for Christmas. Come on. They think we're that stupid, these people. They really think we're that
Well,
stupid.
you know what?
I tell you,
That's
you gotta
lawyer
love it.
speak.
God.
It's like, oh, I don't. We didn't get any money from this, but
Yeah.
they paid their production company.
Yeah.
Okay, we get it.
Slick, that's so true. That's why it's so funny. No, we didn't pay Bruce.
No.
Oh, so we got to go. Oh, God, that was funny. Damon, it's semantics. Thank you, Becky. Thank you. Live from Studio 6B, 43 past the hour. More to do. We're back right after this. God, this fight's been horrible.
These guys they're sparring. You know when the Tyson fight's going off? I just saw the time for it. I have the story coming up. 11:30.
That's what time? 11:30?
That's what they.
Well, they only got 2 more. I thought they said there was 3 undercards.
Said
It's
11:30.
8:44. How are they going to have 2? They got 2 fights that have to take up 3 hours.
The only thing I could say is it didn't say whether it was Eastern time. I'm assuming it was Eastern, but it could be Central, which is where Arlington is. So it could be 10:30. 10:30 is more reasonable.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
I'm hoping. It didn't say ET. It just said 11:30. Could be.
Oh God, no, we didn't pay Bruce. We paid Born in the USA Foundation. No connection.
No, not at all. Where do you get any kind of inclination that has anything to do with Springsteen?
No, we didn't pay Oprah. We paid Harpo.
Lizzo, we paid her.
Are you kidding me?
Lizzo, it's an Ozempic account. Paid.
Oh,
Can't
make it up. Can't make it up.
Man,
Oh, there's a fake script going around about the Tyson fight.
is there?
Yep.
Oh, he's going to dive?
Fake script
What do you mean
predicts
script? Like it's a WWE match?
No.
that
give
he
me a
gets
break.
knocked out in the 5th.
Knocked out in the 5th. Okay,
We'll see if that comes true.
we'll see.
It's not.
It says, according to the script, I'm just going to read you the script real quick.
Whose script is it?
It's floating around online.
Oh, okay.
Floating. Okay.
Let's see. While the 58-year-old lands powerful blows early, Paul weathers the storm and starts to gain the upper hand in the 3rd round as he avoids most of his opponent's punches.
Duh.
A cut above Iron Mike's left eye opens up in the 4th. They even have it scripted
now
for a
we're
cut.
getting into
They even have it
Yeah, this
scripted
is the
for a
brass
cut.
tacks now.
And it's
man.
lights out in the 5th.
Wow, what a script to come up with. Someone in boxing gets a cut over their eye. Wow,
Yeah.
that's really Boy,
TKO.
oof. Is there anything about maybe one of the eyes or face part starting to swell? Because that would be really like out in
No, I think they.
out in the ordinary.
Did he have
I
a
think
broken
what,
orbital
David,
bone?
That's a little. I think that's a little crazy.
His face
get
started
into
to look
that.
like he
no.
got hit.
He got an orbital bone. Orbital.
I think that's a little crazy to think about that much detail.
He went into the corner and got ice put on his face. Can you believe it?
an end swell.
Really, really out there with the script writing of what might not happen.
Remember
It
when he
says
lost
here, while sweating profusely.
Yeah,
Mike-
whoa.
Remember the Buster Douglas fight when the guy came out with a water balloon? He was trying to get the swelling down with like a water balloon. I'll never forget the image of that. His hand.
All right, 13 to the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night. Real America's Voice. Glad you're in. Slick's doing sports. Rick Delgado's doing the news. Aaron and Harry on the highway, holding it down tonight. Harry spinning those tunes on a Friday. Glad you're in. If you're in the chat, welcome on in. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. I see a lot of our good friends in the chat on all of our platforms. Hit the like and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. We'll do some more sports here in a second. President Trump picked Caroline Leavitt to be the press secretary, and I think she'll be fantastic. I was maybe holding out hope. I was holding out hope that Scott Jennings would be given a chance because I think he would be good too. I think he's been a good defender of the president over there in Crazy Townville on CNN. But he picked somebody who's close to him, who's been with him, and who also has been out there doing a good job defending him in Caroline Leavitt, and I think she'll be fantastic. Boy, is there a person who looks like a dumber doofus than Mark Cuban does?
Oh, what a doof.
I mean, Susie Wiles, Kristi Noem, Elise Stefanik, Caroline Leavitt, soon to be Linda McMahon, Tulsi Gabbard. I mean, hello?
No, none of those are strong women.
I mean, can you go out of it? Could you, if you tried to ruin your not career, but just tried to set out to look more of a loser than you could in a 2 months time period, Mark Cuban's found a way to do it.
Hey, let me ask you a question. What we were goofing about when it comes to paying celebrities, you think Mark Cuban was paid by the campaign to be that stupid, or did he just do that on his own?
I don't know. I mean, if Oprah got paid,
we'll never know.
What the hell's Oprah need? I mean, Oprah's how many billions does she have? She needs $1 million. A
landscaper she pays more to a year.
Yeah, I mean, what does she need $1 million for from the campaign to do what? I mean, just crazy.
It's not like they don't have production studios.
Well, it covered production costs.
You would think Cuban doesn't need it either. What the hell would he need to get paid for? But I don't know.
Sure. I'm sure it went into
someone ask him
some type of foundation.
No, I did. I saw that Candace Owens asked Cardi B, and Cardi B said no. She said no, I didn't get paid anything. She said I came out of pocket actually for travel and
right, and then she probably got reimbursed to her production company.
Well, I don't know
because again,
she said no.
You got to ask the right question. Did your production company? Did anybody you know get money? Did they pay your agent? Did they pay your booker? Did they pay somebody to make sure that you got there?
Yeah, you can't just say, did you get paid?
Right. You can't just say you.
You can't say, Bruce, did you get paid? Right. You got to say, Bruce, did Born in the USA Productions get paid?
Foundation,
yes.
Yeah, foundation.
Yeah, we got to parse the language. So. Yeah. All right, let's do some sports. Speaking of slick, sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell. LFS6B is the promo code to use. Slick, what's going on in sports?
Well, don't forget, we got the odds makers tonight, Big D.
Oh!
Don't forget that now. Come on, now we got to get our picks.
Do we have a guest tonight?
I hope so.
Okay, very good.
We do. Sorry, I was trying to get Harry to turn my mic on.
Okay,
yes,
great.
we do have a guest tonight.
Now it sounds like you have two mics on because I hear you twice.
Now I only have one. Sorry.
Okay, there we go.
That's fantastic.
We have a guest.
Yes, Carrie.
Who is it?
His name is Carrie.
Carrie.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, like Cary Grant. Carrie will be a guest for the audience tonight. All right, very good. And how is Carrie? Is he excited to be on the Odds Makers, Aaron?
Carrie is thrilled beyond belief.
Okay.
He is so excited.
Awesome.
Do you have confidence that Carrie's going to pick some good games?
He says he's going to go 4-0.
Oh!
Yeah,
So
he's
Carrie's
pretty
coming
confident.
with the big talk. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Cocky.
Nice.
Come on.
We've only our highest record so far for the audience is 3-1, and that was Chip
Oh, Chip off the old
from
block.
week 2.
Yeah, that was a good
Well,
one.
I did
That was
3-1
awesome.
last week.
He's got to beat Chip.
Not against the
Chip
spread.
was very good. I remember Chip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. And we're going to do that when? Segment...
We're going to do that at 9:30 like we always do.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Are you ready with your game, Slick?
I'm halfway there. I'm still making a couple of picks. I'm looking for my college game. I haven't found my sleeper yet, but I got 3 pro games.
And your current record as the sports guy professional on the
500.
show,
Yeah,
your
I know.
record is what?
Listen, I had a good year last year.
21-27.
21-27.
I'll make it up.
Yes.
I'll do all right. Don't worry
I'm going
about
to be
it.
honest with you. 21-27, if you bet every game the same amount at this part of the year is not horrendous.
This has
You're
been
right.
a tough year for a lot of guys.
Aaron, you're what?
I'm 27-21.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I mean,
excellent.
that's really
She's doing
good. 6 games above 500 is That's
What
good.
did I finish up last year? I was about.
that's last
you
year.
could never.
Yeah,
I had a great year.
Yeah, but this is not about last year.
I had to go back
it
and
never
look.
is.
What
Yeah,
you've done for me lately.
You can't rest on your laurels.
Yeah, no resting on your laurels.
It's like on that
That's it.
95 Super Bowl.
I spent all that money. I gave it to the Springsteen Foundation. Born in the USA.
What's going on in sports, Slick?
All right, Big D. Well, I'm going to clip the scoreboard really again one more time. I'm going to get into that. Let's go NCAA men. I'll give you a couple of highlights really. Good game right now. Number 13 beating number 2 Alabama. A little bit of an upset there. Purdue 78-71. 3 to go there in the second half. So getting down to the nitty gritty there. Cincinnati taking care of Nichols 86-47. 1:43 to go in the second there. North Carolina and American 37-29. The Tar Heels up on that one. 3 minutes to go there in the first. And Rutgers looking good this year. Number 24 over Monmouth 98-81. NHL action, good one. Blue Jackets 3-2 over the Penguins out in Columbus there. End of 2 periods, and the Capitals and Avs, they're getting ready for a puck drop. Just about 8 minutes, as are the Predators and Flames, along with the Golden Knights Utah Hockey Club and Red Wings and Ducks. That's a 10 p.m. tip-off. So we'll skip the NBA for this round. Get to a quick story here. Let's get back to NBA star Rudy Gobert praises RFK Jr. nomination for Trump Health Secretary. Gobert posted a brief message on X showing his support. Paulina Dadaj of Fox News. Minnesota Timberwolves Senator Rudy Gobert has endorsed President-elect Donald Trump's decision to select Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, HHS. In a brief message posted on X Thursday evening, the NBA player voiced his support for Trump's selection. Let's go at Robert Kennedy Jr., the message read. The president-elect who won back the presidency just last week announced his pick on Thursday. Kennedy, who initially entered the race for the presidency as a Democrat before switching to an independent run and eventually dropping out to endorse Trump's campaign, thanked the president-elect with the post on X. I'm not going to get into all that, but Rudy Gobert likes the decision. Good to see. A lot of the sports athletes, Big D, now are starting to come out. You're starting to see a lot of them be more exemplary and starting to talk about Trump. We saw Nick Bosa with the MAGA hat before the election, and I think they're doing the dances now in the end zone. Number of football players were doing the dances, sack dances, the same dances President Trump did to wrap up his rally. So good to see, people, I hate to say coming out of the closet, that's probably not the perfect phrase, but they are getting it out there. They're not afraid of retribution anymore. And you know what? What a great country we live in. I hope this starts to restore sports somewhat in the American public's mind. A lot of people are still on the fence. They don't like sports. They're boycotting, what have you. Although you wouldn't watch, I'm sure tonight's Paul Tyson fight is going to have a record number of views.
Did you hear Joe Rogan?
I did not hear Joe today.
Joe Rogan said in one of his more recent podcasts, he said that I can't tell you the number of calls I've gotten from sports figures and musicians. I think he said musicians.
Yeah, artists, he said.
Artists. Yeah, he said artists that have called me to thank me for endorsing Trump publicly because they wanted to, but they were still afraid that they couldn't because of the industry that they're in. But he said, I have received so many calls from people thanking me for the public endorsement of him because they felt like he was kind of saying I spoke for them because they still felt like they couldn't do it because they didn't want to get shunned out of their industry.
Right. Yep. And it's funny, I was at an event.
You heard it, Delgado?
Yeah.
That's basically what he said, right?
Yeah.
Basically, event earlier.
He was getting all these messages from big names, too.
Yeah, earlier tonight.
Did he say big names?
I'm assuming it's Joe Rogan. He knows big names.
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
Yeah, true. Well, who would he know? Right.
B-level or C-level actors that nobody sees.
And speaking of Joe Rogan, I was at an event earlier tonight. We were talking. A lot of people feel Joe Rogan really pushed Trump over the top there. That interview changed a lot of young voters, a lot of young people. I think Joe really opened up the eyes between him and J.D. Vance did a phenomenal interview as well. And that was truly a game changer. So that was something else that Joe Rogan moved. I mean, I'll tell you.
Have you seen some of the back reporting now on why she didn't go to Texas?
Oh, yeah. It's insane.
And some of her staff and what they thought? I mean, thank you.
Thank you is right.
Good job.
It's too bad she didn't. It would have been a meltdown.
Delgado sending him Christmas cards. Thank you very much. Holy crap.
What happens when you don't have to train?
I mean, these guys.
Oh, Amanda Serrano's fighting here.
I like her.
Isn't Amanda Serrano like? Is she still undefeated? She's like the.
She's the big one. Man.
I don't know. Katie Taylor is.
No.
But Amanda Serrano.
Oh, here we go.
I think she's
coming in now. Oh.
That's her.
Yeah.
That's Katie Taylor. That's her arriving. No, that's not her coming to the ring. That's her arriving at the arena.
I spent the whole day in that stadium. I gave it a complete colonoscopy when it first opened. I stood on Romo's locker. They're like, you can't stand on that. I'm like, I don't care. Wow. She's got her own Dallas.
Oh, we never looked for tickets for tomorrow night, Slick.
President Trump. We ought to be sitting with the president. Come on, Big D.
Yeah, Amanda Serrano.
Yeah, she's a badass. Forget about it. Look at that purse. Look at that bling. Yeah, she's tough. She's a tough kid.
All right, here we go, Slick. Let's go.
Let's go. Where you going on?
Boy, there's no ringside at all. No ringside.
Well, then we can't go. I'm not going. If I can't sit ringside,
I agree.
Yeah, you know how Slick.
I gotta sit ringside. Come on. They'd be like, you wearing this and you're sitting here? Get out of here.
Actually, there's a couple ringside.
Oh, 1,300.
Floor 3F, seats 1 and 2.
1,300.
You got the. What card are we gonna put this on? You got the American Express.
We're gonna put on
Black
Harry's American Express Black Card.
They're $9,024 a seat.
Are you kidding me? The hell is this? Who is it, Mio? Who is it, Mio? Who's fighting?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Miyagi.
Mr. Miyagi.
Let's see what the side 107.
I think S. Tukey in the chat is going to send me to fight.
All right, section 107, row 17. So basically, your first level side.
I can't.
Those are a bargain, $2,600.
He's got to be seen. Dave.
I got to work half a year on this show to make that kind of money.
These people are out of
his
their
wardrobe.
They're out of their birds. No.
His wardrobe, he needs to be seen. He can't be seen in the second row.
Yeah, I didn't get much attention as a kid.
There's nothing down by the cage that's available.
That's crazy. What do you think the tickets for this?
Harry, who do you know? Slick's got to be up.
Harry knows everybody. Harry has a hookup everywhere.
Harry, he needs a hookup.
Harry knows everybody.
All right, hour 2 live from Studio 6B on a Friday night. Glad you're in. Slick's doing sports. Rick Delgado's doing the news. Aaron and Harry on the highway holding it down. On a Friday, Caroline Leavitt is going to be the press secretary for President Trump. That was announced today. That was really one of the only announcements. Although I did hear, did I hear Jay Clayton? Did I hear this right? Is Jay Clayton, who was, of course, in charge of the SEC under President Trump's first administration, is he going to the Southern District of New York? Is he the United States Attorney now for New York? Did Trump say he's putting him up?
Yeah, that. They came out yesterday, but kind of got lost in the Matt Gaetz stuff.
So I haven't thought too much about, but we all got to see. When he went to the Bitcoin conference, he said on day one, "I will fire Gary Gensler." It was probably the biggest cheer he got from the Bitcoin conference is when he said that. He actually, I remember him saying, "Oh, I didn't know you guys didn't like him that much. Let me try that again." And he said it a second time. On day one, I will fire Gary Gensler. So who's he going to appoint to the SEC?
I don't know.
But now Larry Kudlow took his name out of running for Treasury Secretary. Is that what I'm hearing? Because I heard a lot of Larry Kudlow talk today, and I thought, that's interesting because we've been hearing about this Besant a lot, and people are a little concerned because of his ties to Soros. And now I think I saw a Wall Street Journal headline today that Larry Kudlow has removed himself from consideration as Treasury Secretary, which now has put this Bessent guy back in the spotlight for that position. Right. You hear anything about any of that?
Nope. But I do keep seeing Bessent's name popping up, so he looks like he's probably the front runner.
By the way, I just want to make sure I didn't quote Mike Benz wrong. He said, quote, "If you see smoke tonight lighting up your sunset, if you live in the DMV area, those are the files on January 6th of the pipe bomber investigation." That's what he said.
Well, that's one of those stories that they just don't want anybody to talk about. And you would think somebody like a Kamala Harris, who needed stuff to talk about on the campaign trail, would have been like, well, they almost tried to kill me back in 2020. Do you remember that? She never wants to talk about this story, never brings it up, never brings up the fact that there was a pipe bomb found just outside the DNC when she was there on January 6th, but she never wants to talk about it, ever, because I don't think it's a story that they want out there because of what it was actually supposed to do. So,
over in the Blaze today, Steve Deace, Trump 2. This time, it's personal. It won't be what you're used to. It'll sometimes make you uncomfortable, and there will almost certainly be some cleanups in aisle 12 along the way. But he says, I saw on X that an NBC News reporter described the general vibe around Trump's cabinet picks as what the F, with the appointment of Matt Gaetz actually drawing audible gasps of, oh my God. Can't say I don't share the last sentiment in at least some measure. Gaetz running the Justice Department is perhaps the biggest middle finger in the history of American presidential appointments, and one far from certain to be approved by a GOP-controlled Senate. But when it comes to Gaetz or any of Trump's other appointments for the matter, here's where we should all stand. Trump won one of the most remarkable political victories in the history of the country. Thus, to the victor go the spoils. I got into this business believing that there was a conservative movement for which I would help tip the scales against the system, but all I found instead was a grift that's into selling books and tickets to conferences without really intending to accomplish a damn thing. Case in point, most notable conservative influencers came out earlier this week for Rick Scott as Senate Majority Leader, and he was cast aside on the very first vote. We didn't just lose the culture over the last 30 years by accident. For decades, we offered no systemic opposition to the American left. It's frankly a miracle, and only by God's grace, that we aren't already like Western Europe, especially given the current state of our church, which is deep in its metrosexual phase. And the fact that Rick Scott is our best option only underscores the absence of a real conservative movement. We left a giant void, and Donald Trump just filled it. He is the king now. To confront this reality, some of you might benefit from watching the best Christmas pageant ever. It's a story about a lifeless church where the women are catty and the men watch the clock waiting for the game to start. Then God sends in a group of wayward kids, the Herdmans, to shake things up and bring purpose and passion back to the spiritual void. What I see now, and it took me a long time to realize, is that Trump is the political version of the Herdmans. Ironically, among all the people you now know as Trump's closest associates and promoters, I was actually offered the keys to that kingdom before most of them even became relevant, he says. But I turned it down. I missed it. I also believed that nothing good could come from Nazareth. I thought I was guarding my integrity in a movement I wasn't yet convinced didn't exist, but it doesn't exist. That's why Trump is back, and it seems he's back stronger than ever before. When COVID and endless lawfare sent Trump packing in 2020, his exile and the Democrats' subsequent insanity were, in hindsight, the final chance for red states to establish the bona fides of a conservative movement to lead the way. Yet there was no red wave in 2022, not even close. Because once and for all, there is no conservative movement. Hear me now. We have just 2.5 governors who stand out, Ron DeSantis, Kim Reynolds, and maybe half of Brian Kemp. They led a base so uninspired that their children were being transitioned before their eyes, and they faced job losses unless they took a mandated poisonous jab. Yet even with these two issues, they couldn't convince the country to oust the Democrats from Congress 2 years ago. The conservative movement is like a red-shirted crew member beaming down to a planet in the first 5 minutes of a Star Trek episode. It's definitely not coming back. It's dead, Jim. That's where we are. We have one resistance movement, and that's Donald Trump. If he fails, I honestly don't know where we go from here. So let's see what the Herdmans can do. I have to say, I'm as optimistic now as I have been in a very long time. That doesn't mean we have to agree with everything immediately, but for the first time in years, I see an aggressive plan from the right. Yes, an actual plan that's being executed efficiently, in clear contrast to the country's current direction. It won't be what you're used to. It will make you uncomfortable sometimes, and there will almost certainly be cleanups in aisle 12 along the way, but doesn't everything feel more alive than it did just a few weeks ago? I'll take it. I prefer Trump's way of doing something over our old way of doing nothing. Let the past die. Let's move on to our future.
I like it. Who wrote that?
Steve Dace.
Yeah.
Always good.
And remember, it was the next day we were talking about it. And even just the other day we were talking about how everything feels different. Everybody feels more optimistic. You know what's funny about the Gary Gensler? Is that who you
Gary
said?
Gensler, yep.
Yeah. I heard somebody at work at my other job talking about that today specifically. Because he came up to me, because he knows I dabble in some crypto sometimes. He goes, "Did you hear about Gary Gensler? He's going to get fired." I'm like, I don't know who he is. He goes, "It'll be a good thing."
Day one.
Yeah. So when you brought up the name, I'm like, oh my goodness, this must be a big thing. So yeah, it's pretty insane. And I think you're finding that all you got to do is look on social media. People are happy. People are happier. The mood of the country has changed.
Oh, sure.
And again, you go back, you can measure consumer sentiment. That's a real thing that the government uses. Well, you can also measure what do you call it? Election sentiment, because you can tell now that we know that there's an end in sight. People are pumped up. They're more excited. They're more positive. It's almost like Morning in America, right? The Reagan thing. Morning in America. Yep. It's coming back. Yep. So I can't wait for it to get started. It's already started, but it's definitely a good time. Good time to be alive.
All right, 10 minutes past the hour. Let's do a little news, and we'll do some more when we get back with sports as well. And here with That's Rick Delgado. What's going on?
All right. Speaking of being in a good mood, I know Whoopi Goldberg's not in a good mood anymore. Seems like she decided to pick a fight with a Staten Island bakery.
I heard that.
For lying about them not being able to provide baked goods for her.
How do you like those cupcakes?
And well, the bakery owner and the entire island of Staten Island are fighting back as Staten Island leaders demanded Whoopi Goldberg apologize, falsely claiming a Big Apple bakery refused to serve her sweet treats because of her lefty politics, as the family-run business was inundated with orders. The View co-host sparked widespread outrage this week when she alleged that the beloved 145-year-old Holterman's Bakery on Staten Island declined to make her batch of Charlotte Russe desserts due to her political beliefs. Here is Whoopi talking about that right now. This is cut number 2, talking about and slamming the bakery.
The place that made these refused to make them for me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What? Oh,
No. Let me explain. They said that their ovens had gone down, all kinds of stuff, but folks went and got them anyway, which is why I'm not telling you who made them. But can't be because I'm a woman, but perhaps they did not like my.
Yeah, her politics.
That's not true.
That's what she's claiming. Well, of course, like I said, the island of Staten Island is standing up for one of their own. Here's Staten Island Borough President Vito Fossella You don't want to get on Vito's bad side here.
That's how they call it, Staten Italy.
Here's cut number one. Here's his response to Whoopi Goldberg.
What's happening? Whoopi Goldberg causing problems for a bakery, and now a Staten Island bureau president is speaking. Let's watch.
And I think the bottom line here is after we're going to call up Jill, who has had to endure something that she shouldn't have to endure. These people are up at 3 or 4 o'clock every morning. The sacrifices they've made, the holidays they've missed with their families. To make Staten Island better, they have sacrificed for 145 years. Rutherford B. Hayes was the President of the United States, for God's sakes. And they're still here, and they're still strong, and they're not going anywhere, despite what other people on television have to say. And frankly, the people who defamed the Holterman family should apologize to the Holterman family for making stuff up to suit their needs. Not everybody wakes up every day and thinks about politics. A good business person doesn't care about anybody's politics.
Yeah, so there you have it. The president, Staten Island borough president, speaking on behalf of Holterman's Bakery.
But the backstory I heard was that the boiler broke. That's
right,
what
the
I
boiler
heard.
was broken.
Yeah. So come on.
And they only had what they had. They could make a small number, but not what Whoopi Goldberg was ordering.
Whoop-de-doo.
All right, we'll do some more news and sports when we come back right after this.
Whoop-de-don't.
In the chat. Hello, chat.
Check says, I'm a Chuck in the get a check. Never F around with a guy named Vito.
Exactly. when I saw the name of the Staten Island borough president was Vito, I was like, Whoopi,
Hey.
you might want to apologize.
What's your story?
Hey, you got a problem with my bakery? Holy moly.
Wait.
There was more to that clip. The owner, the woman who owned it, she didn't even slam Whoopi. She just kept thanking everybody, appreciated their orders, appreciated them coming out, appreciated the support. She didn't say anything negative about Whoopi Goldberg at all, or the so-called women on the View. You know,
President Trump will probably visit them Sunday.
Yeah. So, good on them. We got good numbers in the Rumble chat.
But she ate Entenmann's anyway, Whoopi, didn't she? Wasn't she an Entenmann's queen or something?
She eats everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Turned into Pizza the Hut.
Where's Ted Danson?
Still trying to scrub off the blackface.
Ooh.
What? He went in blackface. Remember that?
Is that their wedding?
Alana Martin says it's just like 2016. Everything feels different after he won. It's a fabulous difference.
It is.
RD Bull goes, Whoopi just peed in her tennis shoes. Yikes.
Ew.
ODAT 2011. Yeah, her real name is not Whoopi or Goldberg. I think it's something Johnson. And it's not she has a. So that would be.
These fights are real duds, Big D.
Well, it's because you're not in the fight mood.
These undercards
Right?
are horrible.
Oh, what do you expect?
Ramos and Barrios.
Right.
I'm telling you, the guy in pink, he looks like a real Aztec.
Name of two bodegas.
He looks like an Aztec. If you see his profile,
Oh, did you see him come out with the shoulder pads on?
Yeah.
The pink shoulder pads? Man,
he looks like
That's the thing. Remember Tyson back in the day when he was at the top of his game? He'd come out with just basically like a
no socks,
cut towel around his
no
neck.
socks, black shoes.
He didn't need anything. He just walked to the ring.
And he just knocked you out in a minute. I like to see that tonight.
Sound Like the Blues, 17 past the hour. You know, everybody knows the next medical crisis is just around the corner, whether it comes in the form of a pandemic or something much more mundane like a tick bite. You and your family, well, you want to be prepared, and that's, of course, where the Wellness Company comes in. You know the Wellness Company. We've had their great doctors like Dr. Peter McCullough on the show. He was on this week. The Wellness Company and their doctors are medical professionals that you can trust, and their line of prescription medical kits are the gold standard when it comes to keeping you safe and healthy. Whether it's the medical emergency kit, the contagion kit, the first aid kit, or the travel kit, these prescription kits contain an assortment of life-saving medications and guidebooks to assist in the proper use of all the medications that come in one of these great kits. So from anthrax to tick bites, from COVID to bird flu, from a trip to the beach to a trip overseas, the Wellness Company has a prescription kit designed to keep you and your family safe. You can rest assured knowing you have all these life-saving medications, antivirals, antiparasitics on hand to help keep you and your family safe from whatever the globalists try to throw at you next. Go to twc.health/voice. www.twc.health/voice today and order one. That's twc.health/voice, and you can use promo code VOICE to save an additional 10%. Promo code VOICE to save 10%. Well, let me talk to you about our friends over at Birch Gold. For those of us holding our breath for the past several months, you can finally exhale. The election's over. Work can finally be done on the major issues the country is facing, one of the most significant being the national debt. The fact is, our nation is broke, and that debt is a house of cards that can't quickly be dismantled. So the strategy remains the same. Diversify your savings. That's why you should look at gold, and you should look at Birch Gold. So many things are out of our control and are out of the president's control. It's important to have a safe haven for your savings. Birch Gold Group will help you convert an IRA or 401k into an IRA in physical gold, and the best part is it won't cost you a penny out of pocket to do it. Text the word America to 989898 and get your free information kit on gold. Plus, right now, through Black Friday, you'll receive a free 1-ounce Silver Eagle for every $5,000 purchased. A 1-ounce Silver Eagle, absolutely free for every $5,000 you purchase from our friends at Birch Gold to protect your savings. So do it now. Protect your savings with Birch Gold. Text America to 989898. Claim your eligibility for free silver today. All right, 19 past the hour. Oh, sound like the blue. Let's do some sports. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell. MyPillow, LFS6B is the code to use. Slickster, what's going on?
All right, Big D, we're keeping an eye on this Tyson fight. Should be coming up hopefully within the next, 90 minutes, Big D. We're hoping for that. We'll see. We'll try to catch that here at the studio. And let's get to a couple of scores real quick. Last sweep of the scoreboard because we have the odds makers coming up at 9:30, Big D. North Carolina right now leading American 45-34. NCAA men's basketball, 19 to go there in the second half. Let's see. Gonzaga is out there, Rick. Number 4, Gonzaga. They're looking good. UMass Lowell, they lead that game 21-7, 10 to go there in the first. Arizona trailing Wisconsin 16-11, 14 to go there in the first as well. And I gave you the scores earlier tonight, but Purdue ends up upsetting Alabama. That'd be number 13, the Boilermakers, down Alabama.
Really?
Yeah, 87-78. That is a big upset, no doubt. I know it's early, and I know rankings don't mean a whole hell of a lot because they all get into the final, the March Madness Final Four, and that's when it really starts
to click. Alabama was,
Alabama is a
ranked.
force. I know, that's a big upset for them there. Let's go to the ice right now. Blue Jackets in control over the Penguins, 5-2, 9 to go there in the third. Capitals and Avalanche tied at 1 out in Colorado, 13 to go there in the first. Just underway, no score, Predators and Flames. We have the Golden Knights and Utah Hockey Club also just underway, and Red Wings and Ducks. That's a 10 p.m. puck drop coming up in about 40 minutes. So that's a scoop on that. Get to a couple of stories. Well, this is a good one here. How about this? Son of NBA legend Carmelo Anthony announces his college decision. Oh, just like dad, like father, like son. Keon Anthony, the son of NBA legend Carmelo Anthony, has announced that he will be playing basketball at Syracuse University. This is from the Daily Mail sports section. Keon, a consensus top 40 prospect and the top prospect in the state of New York, had also been considering USC in his recruiting process. The commitment revealed on Carmelo's 7 p.m. in Brooklyn podcast comes over 20 years after his father won the school's only NCAA title as a freshman back in the spring. So Carmelo Anthony's son getting into the game. Hopefully hopefully he'll do better than Bronny James now, who's over in the G League there for the Lakers, right? I don't think that career is going anywhere too quick. So, but good story there. And we got one more quick story. Caitlin Clark, how about that? 50,000 books giving to elementary school kids. Called free Caitlin Clark books. This is Warner Todd Houston and Breitbart. Thousands of Iowa and Indiana second graders have been given a free copy of a book about women's basketball with a heavy focus on WNBA star Caitlin Clark. Nearly 50,000 children were given that book that features Clark, who was born in the Hawkeye State and attended the University of Iowa, graduating in 2024 as one of college basketball's renowned players, Fox News reports. The books were distributed to children in Iowa and Indianapolis, Indiana, where her pro team, the Indiana Fever, play. Ali Oberheimer wrote the book Just Like Caitlin. It uses Clark in a story about a grandfather and his daughter who loves basketball. By teaching children his value from a young age, they'll learn how to work hard and dream big, but also what to do when things don't turn out as they hope. As they read about Caitlin's incredible career through Just Like Caitlin, children around the world will certainly be inspired by her talent and accomplishments. How about that, Big D? How original. A nice book about Caitlin Clark given to children instead of these other wacko books that they try to give these kids and indoctrinate them with all this crazy nonsense transgender stuff. That's a refreshing story. So thank you, Caitlin Clark, for all you're doing and for the sports world. And Iron Mike Tyson has just entered AT&T Stadium, Big D. Here he is coming into the locker room. So he's getting ready for a big upset, or so he hopes. And that's a wrap in sports. Back to you.
All right, Slick, very good. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell. If you shop at MyPillow this season, code LFS6B is the promo code to use. Great savings. Plus, you can get you free merch from our store. If you let us know you used our code, send us your receipt. Let's do some news, and here with that is Rick Delgado. What's going on, Delgado?
All right. I know that you're not very excited about the pick of Caroline Leavitt for the position of.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to you.
What do you mean I'm not too excited about it?
Well, you were pulling for Scott Jennings.
Yeah, I said I think she'd be great. What are you talking about?
No, but I know. But you were also hoping that Scott Jennings would have been the pick because you've enjoyed his work over on CNN.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of people. I like Scott Jennings.
I like Scott Jennings too, a lot.
I mean, I know Kaylee McEnany doesn't want to come back. She's over in that running things over there at Fox now. She's great on TV too. But
yeah, she is.
I would have been excited about her. I'm excited about Caroline Leavitt. She don't play.
All right. Well, just in case.
Why are you putting words in my mouth?
Just in case you still want to, bask in the glow of Scott Jennings, we got a little bit more of him blasting Democrats. So to wet your whistle here on a Friday night, here's cut number 13. Scott Jennings taking it to the Democrats on CNN.
He was fine and he's strong and then he's fine today. Nobody believes that. And I just think at some point, then why isn't he running?
Yeah. It's organic. The entire Kamala Harris campaign has been organic. And so now we're...
What? Organic. This is the literal most manufactured presidential campaign ever. She didn't even run.
Well, quite a few people will vote for Harris, so I think we should all open up a head examination doctor's office. We'll have plenty of people to...
In all those categories.
A lot of men think Democrats care more about dudes who want to become women than dudes who just want to be dudes.
Well,
it's pretty apparent the disdain with which they hold half of the country in.
It's not true. That's crazy, Scott.
I'm sorry. I'm just reading the journalism. I'm pro-journalist here. I'm reading the journalism about Hunter Biden running the ship here. She's like a true double threat. She's terrible on her feet when she gets unexpected questions, and simultaneously, she can't even answer the expected questions. What's a mistake you've made? Nothing. What's a weakness you have? Nothing. What's the first law you want to pass? Nothing. What's a policy difference between you and Joe Biden? Nothing. Over and over and over. Empty, empty, empty. If she were an animal, she'd be a duck-billed platitude.
But look,
it's a total. In Walz himself, who gave the most disastrous response to a question about his own dishonesty about being in Tiananmen Square that I've ever heard. Effectively, what he has said is, "Sorry, guys, I'm too dumb to tell the truth." Fabrications in his own resume, and his answer was essentially, "Me no understand words good." I mean, he's a buffoon.
Kamala Harris and Tim Walz believes is that it's none of your business what women do with their body, and so stay out of our doctor's offices and stay out of our bedrooms.
Well, I guess I'll have to speak up for the babies. They're not here to speak for themselves.
Oh,
Lord have mercy.
Bam!
Lord have mercy.
Yeah. So there you have it. Little Scott Jennings on a Friday night.
You can play it, Harry. I cued it.
He's got his hat on for the Outmakers.
I think the hat distracted.
Our live from Studio 6B. Odds Makers coming up on a Friday night.
He's channeling his inner Bum Phillips. Bum. I was a bum, that's for sure. Wait for Hey, look at this. Hey, this. Oh my
Karate
God.
Kid and,
Miyagi. Mr. You're just
There
talking
they
about Mr.
are. Yeah,
Miyagi
there's the
before.
two of them.
Yeah. They fought each other. Maybe they'll fight each other
My
again.
kids were watching that today. They dropped some new series.
Wow.
Or new episodes for that series.
Remember that?
You know, Machio still lives out
I got
here
a nicer
on Long
jacket
Island.
than Maggio.
Does he live out here?
Yeah, he lives in Miller Place, from what I understand.
Yeah, he does. I ran into him in a steakhouse several years ago.
Boom. Sweep the leg, Johnny.
Oh, it is a Netflix fight.
Cobra Kai, yeah.
God, this fight's still going on.
We got odds makers coming up now, right?
Yeah.
Holy
on the
moly.
phone now.
We got Casey?
Carrie.
Carrie.
Like Cary Grant.
Carrie.
Oh, Cary Grant.
We know what state he's
No.
What city?
Gary, Indiana. Carrie
He's from Cary,
Gary.
Indiana. Yeah.
It's Carrie from Gary, Indiana. We love Indiana, the great state.
We love Indiana.
Not as much as we love Iowa, though. We love Iowa.
Where's Carrie from?
All right, let me get my. You got college, Slick?
I got one. I got Oregon and Wisconsin. It's 7 o'clock.
Do you have any college, Aaron?
We always pick.
Okay. What time's your game? So many.
7.
I want to be able to find it.
So much going on yet. I'm
She's
playing.
at noon.
Mine's at 7.
And yours is at 7, Slick?
Yeah, Oregon.
No, Oregon is 7:30.
Oh, I have 7.
Oregon on the road at Wisconsin.
Minus 13.
Oregon minus 13.5. Okay. All right, 7:30. And what game is yours, Aaron? Texas, Arkansas. Texas minus 12 on the road.
Oh, Aaron's
okay.
gonna go
8-1.
Aaron's
going
gonna
to
go with Arkansas.
Got it.
The Razorbacks.
Does Harry have the music?
Harry's going to play the licensed Fox. Oh, wait.
Oh! I got rocked.
Wow.
Oh, snap.
Oh, my God.
If his face wasn't flat enough already, that just flattened
He's not
it
going
even
to
more.
He's
Man,
fine.
He got back up.
He's fine. All right, 30 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night. Pizza Friday here in the studio. Slick's doing sports. Rick Delgado's doing the news. Aaron and Harry on the highway holding it down. Glad you're in. If you're on social media, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. We appreciate it. It's a Friday night. It's 9:30, which can only mean one thing. I feel like we haven't done this in so long, or at least I've missed a couple.
Yeah.
Shut up, Slick. And that, of course, is a Friday night odds makers. Aaron, roll it. All right, here we go. Week 12, college football. And joining us, representing the audience tonight, is Carrie. Carrie, how are you?
I'm doing great. Living large in Las Vegas.
Are you giving Slick a little run for his money there?
Yes, he is.
I wore this absolutely in honor of Slick. There is no doubt I had to put this on. So this is my
Carrie's getting
Vegas
carried
attire.
away here.
Carrie's getting carried away, Slick. I mean, dress is better than you. Pick games better than you. Look out. All right, here we go.
Well,
His hair's better than
I've
yours?
definitely got to help. Man, I'm telling you, I got full Vegas going on here. We're doing nice. Weather's
All right.
beautiful.
All right, so Carrie's representing the audience. And right now, Aaron, give us a rundown of the records one more time where we're at. Slick's 21 and 27.
Yes.
Aaron is 27 and 21. And where's the audience?
Audience. Oh, man, I forgot. Not good.
Bad.
They pretty much have been
12 and
terrible.
20, 12 and 20.
10 or 10 and
12 and 20.
12 and 20.
12 and 20. All right.
Okay.
Well, Carrie's got some work to do. He's coming
Carrie's
in very
going 4-0
confident,
today.
though. Yeah, he's very confident.
I'm actually going to go 5-0. I'm going to do better than that.
All right, 5-0. So let's go. Let's see what they are. Let's go game number one, Slick. I'm coming to you. What's your game number one?
All right, well, college football, 7:30 tomorrow night. Number 1, Oregon, on the road in Wisconsin at Camp Randall Stadium. And you know what? You know me. I love to lay the chalk. I think Oregon's going to go in and make a statement. They are the number 1 team for a reason. Even though Wisconsin's averaging 106 yards a game on the ground, they're going to look to control the clock and handle that game. But, I think I'm going to go with Oregon anyway. I really think they're the real deal. I like that team. I like what Dylan Gabriel's doing. 2,848 yards passing, 22 touchdowns, just 5 picks. I think they want to make a statement. They want to stay number 1. So Oregon, obviously.
All right, Oregon minus 13.5 over Wisconsin is Slick's game number 1. Carrie, I'm coming to you, representing the audience this week. What are we doing for your game number 1?
Well, I'm not going to be able to catch up with the 12 and 20, but I'm going to fix it with a parlay. So I'm going with San Francisco over Seattle. I can't beat the passing game that Brock has got. He's ranked 1,049 yards, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions in 4 games against the Seahawks. Never lost to those guys. I'm picking San Francisco 49ers. Pick number 1.
All right, 405, San Francisco 5-4. Seattle coming to town. San Francisco is minus 6.5. That's the line.
Money too.
That's the line we'll go with right now. That's Carrie's game number 1. Aaron, where are you going for game number 1?
I'm going for college for game number 1. We're going to Arkansas, but I'm going to pick Texas over Arkansas.
Texas 8-1 on the year. Arkansas 5-4. Texas is laying 12 on the road. Why do you like Texas, Aaron?
I just don't think Arkansas is going to be able to put up much in this game going against the number 1 pass defense in the country and a high-ranked run defense. I don't really think much is going to happen for them on offense. And Texas is trying to chase down an SEC title, so they are motivated and they're going to try and come out and win no matter what.
All right, very good. There you go. Game number 1. Harry, let's get that music on a loop there. Slick, where are we going for game number 2?
Baltimore Ravens and Pittsburgh Steelers, Big D. That's a 1 p.m. game. So rock and roll it.
Baltimore minus 3 on the road at Pittsburgh. Who you like in this game?
I like the Ravens. Steelers look great, but I think they exhausted themselves last week against the Commanders. I think they more or less shot their load there. I can't see Russell Wilson outperforming Lamar Jackson. Steelers are having a super season. I think they're a little bit of an overachiever at 7-2. Ravens are at 7-3. They're looking to stake claim. Give me the Ravens, Big D. I'm laying the 3 on the road.
All right, minus 3 with Baltimore on the road with
Nice hat, Carrie.
Yes, I like
Thank
that.
you very much.
As Mike Tomlin called him,
Mr.
Mr. Jackson coming to town. Mr. Jackson coming to town. Carrie, game number 2. Where are you going?
Colts over the Jets. Can't even understand why the Jets are showing up for this game. They have no business being favored over anybody, actually. So I'm going Colts. They're a healthier team. Jets, 6 guys, I understand, didn't even show up for practice on Wednesday. So albeit the Jets the Colts aren't the healthiest team, but they're healthier than the Jets. So I'm not a New York guy. I'm from the Midwest. Pats, courtesy of Big D.
All right, Jets and Colts. Carrie's taking the Colts plus 3.5, which does look like a really interesting line. Jets are at home, obviously, but man, how are they laying points to anybody? Never mind 3.5. 3, and not even just 3 in the hook. So Indy plus 3.5 for Carrie is game number 2. All right, Aaron, where are you going game number 2?
I'm going to Pittsburgh for game number 2. I'm going to go with Slick on this. I'm going Baltimore over the Steelers. This was a hard game for me to pick. I really feel like the Steelers might try and keep it close, but I think that Lamar and Derrick Henry are just going to get the job done.
All right, there you go. Baltimore for Aaron, minus 3 as well. Slick, game number 3. Where are we going?
Well, hands down, game of the week. There's no question about it. This would be the Buffalo Bills at Highmark Stadium in Buffalo, hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. That'd be the 9-0 Kansas City Chiefs. And guess what? They're due for a loss. And I know we got a lot of Chiefs fans, and they're going to be yelling at Slick Rick. But I think Josh Allen's going to come out, have a big game. Kansas City has been squeaking by here and there. They have not that dominant. And let's face it, the Miami Dolphins 72 team, Zonker and Greasy, they want to pop that bottle of champagne and remain the only team they celebrate every year when that undefeated last NFL team goes down. And I think that happens tomorrow for Zonk and Greasy. Then they'll be celebrating. So yeah, give me Buffalo. They're laying 2.5 at home too, Big D.
2.5, Buffalo minus 2.5 over Kansas City is game number 3 for Slick. That's a big one. All right, Carrie, where are you going game number 3?
I'm going to college. BYU, 9-0. going to go over Kansas. And this, just call it one of those hunches. The boys in the white shirts showed up at my house yesterday and scared me when I answered the door. So kind of made me look at BYU.
All right, BYU at 9-0, ranked 6th in the country, -2.5 with Kansas coming to town. Kansas having an awful year at 3-6. That's a 10:15 Eastern game. So BYU -2.5. All right, Aaron, where are you going for game number 3?
We're going to go to Chicago for game number 3. I'm going to take the Packers here over the Bears. Caleb Williams just seems to have lost all of his confidence over the past couple of weeks. Only scored 3 points last week against the Patriots. And if he doesn't get it together this week, I don't think they're going to come out with the win at all. Jordan Love is going to show up hard and heavy after the bye week, after their loss to the Lions at their last game. I think they're going to smoke them.
All right, Green Bay -5.5 for Aaron, game number 3, even though they're in Chicago. All right, let's go last games, fourth and final game. Slick, I'm coming to you. Where are you going?
Big D, you know I like the prime time. I like the 8:20 game on NBC, and I'm going to go with the LA Chargers at SoFi Stadium, taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert looking good, 0 picks in 6 games, which for him is quite an accomplishment. And I have to say, I really like the Chargers in this one. Looks like they're laying about 1.5 there at home. That's a very tempting game. Cincinnati, a little bit of an overachiever, although, you know, Jamar Chase does scare me. He does seem to get those big touchdowns in the primetime games, but I really like the Chargers coming heavy. I think they're making a move. Boy, and I love their coach, Coach Harbaugh. He's going to have them ready at home.
All right, Chargers -1 for Slickster, 6-3 on the year. Cincinnati 4-6. Joe Burrow not having a great season. Chargers only -1 though. All right, Carrie, let's go game number 4. It's got his tinfoil hat on. Where are we going for game number 4?
I can't wait to see the boots.
You know, I was going to wear them, but I couldn't, I figured I'd show them. In honor of Delgado, I had to put on the hat. I'm torn. I know that, I don't know. I had to go with Kansas City, but I know that Slick's already picked the Bills. So my second backup pick is what's coming out of Monday night and head injuries. Going with Vegas. I'm going to pick Vegas, even though they probably won't win. We need a miracle to get Vegas across the goal line.
So you're going to take the 7.5 over Miami?
Over Miami. I think, they're hoping there's no head injuries, but if you guys all saw the hit, the tackle on Monday Night Football, that was a tough hit, and hopefully he's walking softly this week, but I'm thinking the Vegas is due, and since you came to me here in Las Vegas, I couldn't not take my home team here.
All right, there you go. Las Vegas plus 7.5 over Miami is Carrie's game number 4. Aaron, where are you going for your final game?
We're going to go to Denver for game number 4. I'm going to take the Broncos over the Falcons. The Broncos played the Chiefs really tough last week, and I think that loss is stinging a little bit, and they're going to use it as motivation to come out and win at home. I think their defense is going to put a lot of pressure on Kirk Cousins, as they did Mahomes, and I think Nix is going to make timely throws. He's going to keep drives alive, and he's going to make huge moves on the ground and get the job done.
All right, Denver -2.5 over Atlanta for Aaron in game number 4. All right, there you go. There's an odds makers for a week 11 in the NFL. Very good, everybody. Very good. Carrie, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Real money. I put my money where my mouth is. I actually bet a 5-game parlay with the Chiefs on top of it, and that pays $10,000 if it hits. So a money line parlay, 5-game. $10,000.
Carrie looks like he has a suite in Vegas back there. Look at that.
Hey,
He's a high roller.
Vegas, man.
Come on,
baby. That's it, man. Love the jacket.
You're
All
looking
right,
great,
Carrie,
man.
when we come out to Vegas, we're gonna be looking for you to take us around town.
I'll hook you up and I'll pick you up at the airport. That's kind of my thing. I pick up all my friends at the airport.
And we'll have a nice place to stay, it looks like, too.
All right, good.
I got plenty of rooms, and I got the bullet is in the drink thing. Somebody in my shot class actually got shot.
Oh, man. That's it, man.
All right, Carrie, thanks. Good luck.
That's a shot glass.
Wow.
Yep.
It is shot. See you guys. You take care. I love you.
Take it easy.
Good luck.
All right, there you go. There's Carrie representing the audience.
That was great.
Man, this is another great audience member.
Audience is phenomenal.
Becoming part of the show.
We have the best audience. I'm telling you, we have the best audience in the world. We really do.
Oh, my God. And you should, I mean, what we're doing here at night, what I'm doing in the morning with the audience is just, they're unbelievable.
Yeah, your audience in the morning is fabulous.
We have people in the audience who should be doing their own shows. They're so good.
Well, they might. We may be off the network soon.
I'm going to take Monday off if you want to fly to New York. No. Oh, no, it was great. Well,
It's not like you to take a day off.
Carrie was,
really?
well, kids come first.
Yeah, that's true.
For everything, especially when it's their last time doing everything like my son's about to undertake.
Yep.
Last basketball season of high school coming up. I'll see you guys in January.
See you in February.
I'll see you 3 days a week for the next 4 months. But no, man, Carrie was great. Now, Aaron, and again, I know, Aaron's putting all this together.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Aaron is doing a fantastic job of
Thank
coaching
you.
all these people.
Yep.
Man, it's just, they're all been good. Carrie was great.
Yeah.
And people.
But let me just say this, Carrie, if you're still watching, Big D's play of the week. You're not going to win your parlay. I hate to tell you. Because Big D's upset of the week is going to be the New York Jets.
Really?
Lock it in. How are they favored by
like
3.5? Are you kidding me?
Odds makers know something.
That is, come on.
Come on.
People are going to look at that and think that's free money to bet against the Jets. The Colts plus 3.5?
Yep.
Nah, give me the Jets all day long.
They didn't build
like
those
your
casinos
thinking,
on free
David.
money.
Give me the Jets all day long.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, he threw.
Give me the Jets all day long. Come on, Harry.
Harry's asking for the Jets, Harry.
We're roping a horse here. Tie down roping.
This is Harry's first rodeo.
With a tray of drink.
Who, Harry?
Harry.
Oh, Harry's watching
Harry,
TikTok.
stop watching girls on TikTok, Harry.
Harry, that's Chinese propaganda.
Oh, man, I love Carrie.
Yeah. Oh, he's the best.
I was waiting for a cocktail waitress to walk down his back steps with a thing of drinks there.
I hope he goes forward. We got to bring him
He's got
back.
the hair. He's got the hair. He's got the jacket. He's got the big Vegas Palace there.
I'm sure to the side off camera, he probably had a whole setup for wings and stuff like that. So he can enjoy some food while he.
I go to Vegas. I'm looking up Carrie. Come on, baby. Let's hit the town.
We got carried away.
Come on.
We got carried away.
People love the shot glass that he had. They said you can get that on Truth Social.
Yeah. Saw that.
That is too funny. Carrie ruled.
Yeah.
Man, a weekend in Vegas with Carrie, I may not come back. Oh man,
you're gonna
you'll get carried away in a box.
Talk about getting carried away.
And Slick, once Damon flies us out to Vegas, Carrie's going to drive us to the Sphere.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
with Damon's credit card.
Yeah, with Damon's credit card.
Yeah, you guys have a chance to go. Carrie will take you.
He probably has an in.
Do you accept Diners Club?
Really? That he has an in at the Sphere?
Hey, Cowboy Don texted me. He said, "Damn, that's a good looking hat on you there, brother."
That's it.
Cowboy Don and Donna. Love Don and Donna.
Oh, I thought he was talking about the tinfoil hat that Carrie had.
No, he's not talking about the tinfoil hat.
I got to get me one of those now.
People in the chat said you didn't think that was funny. They were watching Rick's face when he was wearing a tinfoil hat. He was moving in on Rick's turf.
Yeah.
I loved it. That was great.
I don't know. You look foiled.
Oh, God. Oh, too funny.
That was
too funny.
Great segment, man.
Carrie, come on.
That might have been our best odds maker. Although Chip right now is leading the crew. Chip is the man.
Chip was 3-1, huh?
Yeah. He's the only one who's really showed up. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm pulling for Carrie.
Yeah, me too.
I just think the Jets. I don't see the Jets.
I mean,
how they don't win. How are
if
they
Carrie
3.5
wins this,
favorite?
forget it.
All right, 13 to the hour, live from Studio 6B. That was great odds makers. Carrie from Las Vegas joined us, representing the audience. He's got some good picks there, but well, I actually hope I'm wrong. I hope he wins, but I just don't see how the Jets, just the Indy looks just way too easy. That's got to, if that's not the sucker bet of the week, I have to be on the Jets in that game, because how do you pull the trigger on the Jets -3.5? It looks so easy to take Indianapolis. All the public money is going to be on Indy, I would figure.
And Anthony Richardson hasn't been playing that good.
But I don't know. I'd have to take the Jets there. So, all right, let's do a little more news and sports. We'll start with news, and here with that is Rick Delgado. What's going on, Delgado?
All right. Well, turns out some very upset residents of Chicago decided that they've had enough of Mayor Brandon Johnson.
Oh, geez, you're kidding.
And they're expressing their outrage over the Democrat-run sanctuary city continuing its continuing to be overwhelmed with illegal immigrants, putting a strain on resources and leaving less support for the poor neighborhoods. They actually showed up to give the mayor, to his face, a piece of their mind. You want to hear what some of them had to say there, Damon? Of course you do.
I mean, I guess I do, but it's like, you get the government you vote for. I mean, you people put him there. You're just realizing now he's out of his mind?
Well, you might be surprised with what some of these people have to say, especially when you take a look at the election, the recent election, and the election map, and how things have changed in some of these cities. Here's cut number 3A, as some of the first of the Chicago residents slams Mayor Brandon Johnson to his face. Check this out.
Good afternoon. I want to know, how does it feel that Trump is in office right now? You see the Mayor Brandon Johnson, you underestimate us. You underestimate the black people, and you underestimate Chicago Red. We're the thorn in your side, and we're going to be the thorn on everybody else in this council member side too. If you don't stop what you're doing, we're going to take matters in our own hand, and we're going to stop it. You know that Trump had pulled 45% of the voter in the state of Illinois, 37 in the city of Chicago. That's the statistic. That means that Illinois is turning purple. We're going to turn red.
Yeah. So there you have it, getting thrown down by some of the constituents in the city of Chicago. Here's cut number 3B, another resident saying that, you know what, not only are you a criminal, you need to be inspected. Check this out.
Dog me all y'all want, but if it's relationship over duty, then y'all don't serve the blue. And you can smirk all you want.
Mr. Sims, direct your attention towards me, please.
You a criminal, why do I got to address you? The feds need to address you. DOJ need to address you, and hopefully Donald Trump will address you, because you're going to protect the undocumented while you're going to allow for the citizens in Chicago to suffer under your, 3%? See, Joe Lopez cooked that 3% up a long time ago. Y'all called it a circuit breaker. Y'all been talked about it. Remember, before you came in here and gave that jovial speech, you need to be inspected.
Yeah, they're coming at him. And Brandon Johnson is feeling the heat. Here's one more woman, 3C, as she slams the mayor to his face. And man, she just goes full loser on him. Check this out.
Acting like, you just gonna bully everybody. You got people, officers whose families don't even want you to come to the funeral. You just like a schoolyard bully. That at some point, and you might not know nothing about it because you grew up in Elgin, but those of us who grew up on the south side and west side of Chicago, we all know at some point that bully gets cornered in the alley, and everybody come at him, and he ain't gonna have nobody to help him. That's you. That's you. Keep thinking you ain't gonna abide by what the President of the United States said. Everybody know better than that. I see you, Anna Valencia, in your red. You know what it is. This is the second time you showed up in City Council in red. You know what it is? Yeah. Yeah. So you and the rest of them that know what time it is, y'all come on. You leave that loser where he is. He's a loser. He's a loser. No, me and Zoe, we ain't doing nothing for nobody except for ourselves. We got you, loser.
Take that, Brandon Johnson, mayor.
And the truth
will set you free.
Yeah.
Shall set you free.
So there you have it.
Everybody has a line. I've said this for a long time. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. Everybody has a line where it becomes too much. Too much. People are waking up.
Yeah.
People are waking up, and they all have a line, and they've reached it. They've reached their line. They've reached their limit with this guy. Again, I still stand by. You get what you vote for. This guy talked about getting rid of police, not reforming, not rethinking, not reimagining. We don't need them. Get them out altogether. So, but good for them.
Yeah,
good for them. They should have a line from the microphone down like a Trump rally of people who want to get up there and talk to him like that.
And they should. And real quick, J.D. Vance sounding off on his second best day campaigning with Donald Trump.
I saw this.
You saw this?
This is great.
This is great. Check this out. This is Cut 5.
Well, good evening, everybody. It's great to see you, and I want to thank Brooke and Linda for putting together such an amazing organization. People ask me what my favorite day on the campaign trail was all the time, and I think clearly the best day of the campaign trail was the day that we won. Maybe the second best day of the campaign trail was the day that my 4-year-old walked into the back of the plane, the Trump Force 2 plane, and told the media that they were all fake news. And then, not 15 minutes later, our German Shepherd puppy walked back there and he took a shit right next to our I think that speaks to how we think of the fake news in this movement. But I'm still worried that I'm going to get accused of domestic terrorism for what the dog did on the Senate day.
Yeah. There you have it. The second best day of campaigning with President Trump for president and vice president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're waking up, no matter how old they are.
Even the dog woke up.
Where they're from, what city they're from. They're all waking up. So, all right, Slick, let's do a little more sports before we wrap it up for the week. What's going on?
All right, let's get out to AT&T Stadium. We're just one fight away from the big Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight.
This guy's recovered pretty well from getting knocked down. He's still in this thing.
Yeah, I think Ramos has that fight, though. So, you got that Mario Barrios got off the canvas, came back to win a good fight, but Abel Ramos is going to probably take this title. That's just wrapping up. Then you're going to get into a great fight. Don't underestimate this Katie Taylor-Amanda Serrano fight. This is their second bout, and they are just fantastic. Taylor with a record of 23-1, Serrano 47-2-1. I'm looking forward to seeing that fight. Before we get to the big Tyson fight coming up, Jake Paul 10-1, Mike Tyson, one of the greatest fighters of all time, 50 wins and 6 losses. And I got to tell you, most of those 6 losses came towards the very end of Tyson's career. But we got a 58-year-old man. It's not going to be easy going up against a 27-year-old. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to root for Mike, but I got to tell you, Big D, the smart money would be on Jake Paul taking this fight probably in about 4 rounds. And that's a wrap in sports for me. Back to you.
Minus 200 seems like a bargain, but, I don't know. We'll see. So, well, I want to thank everybody for another great week. And I want to thank, if you've joined me in the mornings, I want to thank the audiences there as well. I want to thank Carrie one more time for joining us tonight on the Odds Makers. Good luck to him. Good luck to you, Slick, and, of course, to Aaron. Harry on the highway, I want to thank you for sitting in. You'll be in a couple days next week as Friends on vacation. Aaron, always great job. Doug Otto, Slick, always a great job as always. Kevin Downey Jr. Kevin Downey Jr. was at Parks Casino tonight. He said he met a lot of LFS6B fans.
Amazing.
Came up to see him, took pictures with him, so good to see them there as well. So as always, we salute all of you. And of course, we salute all our emergency personnel as well. All our truckers, all our farmers, everybody that keeps the country safe and moving. And of course, we pray for our Donald Trump, elect President 47, as he continues on through the weekend, making some more picks. I'm sure we will hear a big week next week. Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy your time, but we'll see you. I'll see you Monday morning, and then we'll see you back here Monday night, live from Studio 6B.